Hello and welcome to a weekly video lesson where we take about 10 minutes and briefly walk through one of the weekly binder lessons. My name's Annie. I am one of the registered dietitians here at the KU Weight Management Clinic, and today I'm going to walk you through the goals and values lesson. So after this lesson, you should feel equipped to make really specific and meaningful goals to you to help you to stay motivated to reach your health goals. All right, let's jump right in to defining both goals and values. So these are two separate things. So first, to define the goal is our what. What do we want to achieve? What do we want this end result to be? And our values are the why. Why did we take the steps to change our lifestyle or improve our health in the first place? So these are two distinct different things, both very important. Let's focus on goals first. So when making goals, you may have heard the acronym SMART for SMART goals. And this is a good way to make sure that you are setting yourself up for success when you're making your goals. We want to make sure that they aren't vague and that they are specific to you. So let's walk through what that acronym stands for so you know that you can make really solid goals. The S stands for specific, the M stands for measurable, the A stands for attainable, the R stands for realistic, and the T stands for time bound. So let's walk through an example of what making a SMART goal might look like compared to maybe a more vague goal. So a vague goal would be something along the lines of, I want to walk more. That's a great idea, definitely a valuable thing to put some time into, but like we said, it's pretty vague. So let's switch that to a SMART goal. Would be something like, I want to walk every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 30 minutes for the next month. And if I do that, I'm going to reward myself with a new pair of walking shoes. So you can see we added really specific components. What will you be doing? How often will you be doing it? How long are you going to be doing it for? And if you measure all of those things and you see that you accomplish that, then you reward yourself. So rewarding is also a super important component of goal setting, because then we have a positive experience when we achieve our goals and we'll be motivated moving forward to keep pursuing other goals. So remember, we want to make very SMART goals, and then we want to reward ourselves if we achieve those SMART goals. Now let's circle back to values. So like I said, values are the why. Why might you be motivated to set these SMART goals that we just talked about? So it's really important to make your why really meaningful to you. It's one thing to decide that you want to improve your diet because maybe a doctor told you so, or maybe a dietitian has talked to you. It's important to take that and feel motivated to change, but you need something more meaningful. What might be a reason you want to change, improve your lifestyle? Maybe you want to live a healthy life to be around for your family members. Maybe you want to be able to go on a trip where you do a bunch of walking and not feel short of breath and feel confident that you can get around easily. Maybe you really want to maintain your mobility and your independence as you age. Maybe you know that chronic disease runs in your family, so you really want to reduce your risk. So it's one thing to hear from someone else what you should be doing, but make sure that you understand what your values are, and that's going to be much more motivating to help you achieve those goals that we just talked about in the long run. So now that you've established your goals and values, the next step would be to establish a plan. So once you decide what your goal is, why you want to achieve that goal, it's important to set yourself up for success so that you can actually achieve these goals. So let's go back to our walking goal. We need to make a plan to make sure that we are walking 3 days a week for 30 minutes like we talked about. So maybe you write out in your calendar these walking sessions. Maybe you block your lunch break and tell coworkers, I'm going to start doing walks over lunch. Maybe you set this up to do it with a friend or a family member so you have accountability. Or maybe you even purchase a gym membership so you know that you're motivated to go and get your walks in. So it's important to establish your foundation. What is your goal? What is your why? And then make sure that you have an action plan to achieve those goals. And then again, I want to reiterate, having a reward in your plan is super important, and it can really solidify that motivation to achieve these goals day in and day out, even when you don't feel super motivated to walk, for example. If you know that reward could be at the end of the tunnel, it might keep you going even on days where you're not feeling super up to do your walking goal. So make sure that you make a reward for yourself and make it something that's really important to you. Maybe, like we said, it's buying a new pair of walking shoes or new clothing, or maybe you set aside money to make a fun purchase of some kind, or do some sort of traveling. So these can be smaller or bigger rewards, but make sure they're really meaningful to you and make sure you follow through on them after you've achieved our SMART goals. Now that we've talked more about what our SMART goals are, what the values are, and the benefit of having a plan and a reward, I have a challenge for you to do after you finish watching this video. So I want you to do two things. First, I want you to write down 2 SMART goals. One, I want a SMART goal to be in a nutrition category, something really specific that you want to change about your diet or improve about your diet. And one SMART goal in the area of exercise or activity, something specific that you want to add to your lifestyle or change, so make sure that you are exercising regularly or being more active in general. So set 2 SMART goals, one for nutrition, one for exercise, and write those down. Have them somewhere that you can keep safe and you can reflect back on over time to stay motivated. Second, I also want you to share these goals with someone, whether that's a loved one or a friend or a coworker. Maybe you just speak them out loud to a pet or to yourself in the mirror. That way you have solidified these goals by writing them down. You can visually see them and you've spoken them verbally. This way you feel like you have a very solid foundation. You've established what your goals are, what your values are. You have a plan, and now you're going to solidify that by writing it down and telling someone. That way we know you are set up for complete success in reaching your health and wellness goals. Thank you so much for following along with this week's video. That's all I have today for goals and values. I hope you found this helpful. Good luck in writing down those goals and working towards them, and I will see you next time for the next video lesson.